In the late 1940s, a teenage boy known only by the pseudonym Roland Doe became the center of a chilling and infamous case of possession and exorcism. The story began with the death of Roland's beloved Aunt Harriet, who was deeply interested in spiritualism. Following her passing, Roland's family began to experience a series of unnerving phenomena that would set off a terrifying chain of events. It started with subtle disturbances, unexplained noises, objects moving on their own, and strange, unexplainable scratching sounds coming from the walls of the family's home. Roland, who was deeply grieving his aunt, began to exhibit increasingly disturbing behavior. He would reportedly speak in voices not his own, and his bed would shake violently at night. Desperate for answers, Roland's family sought help from various professionals, including local pastors and mental health experts, but none could provide an explanation for the boy's torment. The family eventually turned to the Catholic Church, which, after careful consideration, agreed to perform an exorcism. The exorcisms took place in a hospital and were conducted by two priests, Father Raymond Bishop and Father Walter Halloran. The accounts of the rituals are harrowing. The boy exhibited superhuman strength, spoke in tongues, and displayed knowledge of hidden or secret things that he could not have known otherwise. The priests described seeing mysterious symbols appear on Roland's skin and hearing eerie growls and voices during the exorcisms. The ordeal was so intense that it was reported that the priests had to physically restrain Roland during the exorcisms. There were several sessions over a period of weeks, during which the boy's condition seemed to fluctuate between violent outbursts and periods of calm. The exorcisms reached a climax in a dramatic and violent confrontation. According to the accounts, during one particularly fierce session, Roland reportedly began to speak with the voice of a demonic entity that claimed to be the devil. The priests continued their prayers and rites with renewed fervor. After what seemed like an eternity, the possessed boy finally fell silent and exhibited a calmer demeanor. It was believed that the exorcism had succeeded, though Roland's recovery was slow and his experiences left a lasting impact on him and his family. The case of Roland Doe inspired numerous books and films, most famously the 1971 novel and subsequent film, The Exorcist. The real-life story behind these fictionalized accounts remains one of the most chilling examples of possession and exorcism. The details surrounding Roland Doe's experiences, combined with the mysterious and often terrifying phenomena reported during the exorcisms, continue to send shivers down the spine of those who hear the tale. After the exorcism, Roland Doe's life returned to a semblance of normalcy, but the shadows of his experiences lingered long after the rituals had ceased. The family moved to a new location to escape the lingering fear and the invasive media attention that had followed them throughout the ordeal. Despite this change, Roland's life was never quite the same. Roland and his family kept a low profile, and much of the information about what happened to him afterward remains shrouded in secrecy. The trauma and psychological scars from the exorcism left Roland deeply affected. Although he was reported to have eventually led a relatively normal life, the experiences of his youth haunted him. Many years later, Roland Doe, now an adult, reportedly spoke with researchers and authors about his experiences. He revealed that the possession had not only been a terrifying ordeal but had left him with lingering fears and anxieties. He described occasional nightmares and a heightened sensitivity to the supernatural, though he refrained from discussing the specifics of his experiences in detail. His reluctance to delve deeper into the subject underscored the deep psychological impact of what he had endured. In the years that followed, the case continued to draw interest from both paranormal enthusiasts and skeptics. Some claimed that the events were a fabrication or an exaggeration, while others believed the case to be a genuine instance of demonic possession. The mystery and fear surrounding the exorcism contributed to its lasting legacy in popular culture. The story of Roland Doe became a cautionary tale and a source of fascination for those interested in the occult and the supernatural. The case remains one of the most documented and discussed exorcism cases in history, partly due to the sensational nature of the events and the extensive media coverage. The impact of Roland's story extended beyond the immediate realm of paranormal studies. It inspired numerous books, films, and documentaries that sought to explore and dramatize the events. Among these was William Peter Blatty's novel, The Exorcist, which, while fictionalized, drew heavily from the real-life account of Roland Doe, contributing to its enduring place in horror literature and cinema. As for Roland Doe himself, his story remains a chilling reminder of the unknown. His life after the exorcism remains a footnote in the annals of paranormal history, marked by the invisible scars of a profound and unsettling experience. Though the details of his later years are sparse, the legacy of his ordeal endures, casting a long, eerie shadow over the world of exorcisms and the supernatural. The haunting questions left by his case continue to provoke curiosity and fear, embodying the chilling possibility that there are forces beyond our comprehension and that sometimes the darkest experiences leave the deepest marks. Years passed after Roland Doe's exorcism, and the story gradually faded from the public eye. Yet, the impact of the case continued to ripple through various spheres of society. The tale of the exorcism influenced both popular culture and the study of paranormal phenomena, leaving behind a legacy that persisted long after the immediate events had subsided. Scholars, researchers, and enthusiasts continued to investigate the case, seeking to uncover new details or validate old theories. Some believed that the case was a hoax, a product of psychological disturbances rather than genuine supernatural events. Others argued that it was a profound example of demonic possession and exorcism. Despite numerous investigations, the core of the story remained elusive, fueling both skepticism and fascination. A team of researchers revisited the locations associated with Roland Doe's experiences, including the house where the initial disturbances were reported and the hospital where the exorcisms took place. They interviewed old witnesses, reviewed archival materials, and tried to piece together the fragmented details of the case. Their findings were inconclusive, adding to the mystique and uncertainty surrounding the events. The exorcism of Roland Doe became a significant cultural phenomenon, inspiring various forms of media. William Peter Blatty's novel The Exorcist, published in 1971, brought the story to a wider audience and was adapted into a highly successful film in 1973. The movie, while fictionalized, drew upon elements of Roland's story, dramatizing the terrifying aspects and embedding them deeply into popular culture. The film's success led to a resurgence of interest in the occult and exorcism, spawning sequels, imitators, and a broader fascination with the paranormal. The depiction of exorcisms in media became more dramatic and sensationalized, often drawing upon the eerie and unsettling elements of Roland's case to evoke fear and intrigue. Despite the media frenzy, there were also serious attempts to understand the psychological and scientific aspects of the case. Psychologists and medical professionals examined the symptoms described in Roland's case, exploring possible explanations such as dissociative identity disorder, hallucinations, or other psychological conditions. Their investigations aimed to bridge the gap between supernatural claims and scientific understanding. In the years following the exorcism, some experts argued that the case illustrated the power of belief and suggestion in influencing human behavior. They suggested that the intense psychological and emotional pressures surrounding the exorcism could have contributed to the dramatic symptoms reported. As Roland Doe reached adulthood, he maintained a private and low-profile life. Though he occasionally spoke with researchers, he remained cautious about revealing too much. The trauma he experienced had left him with a sense of guardedness, and he preferred to live away from the limelight. His silence spoke volumes about the lasting impact of his ordeal. In interviews with trusted confidants, Roland admitted that the exorcism had been a formative experience, shaping his worldview and influencing his perspectives on life and the supernatural. He expressed a deep-seated ambivalence about discussing his experiences, finding it difficult to reconcile the fear and anxiety he had lived through with the public's fascination. The story of Roland Doe continues to captivate those interested in the paranormal. The unresolved questions and the chilling details of his case contribute to its enduring allure. For some, it's a cautionary tale of the dangers of the unknown. For others, it's a compelling mystery that challenges the boundaries of human understanding. The haunting nature of the case ensures that it remains a prominent example of paranormal phenomena, often cited in discussions about exorcisms and demonic possession. The eerie elements of Roland's story, the violent outbursts, the mysterious voices, and the dramatic confrontations, continue to evoke fear and fascination. Roland Doe's experiences serve as a reminder of the profound impact that such events can have on individuals and societies. His story, with its blend of fear, mystery, and psychological depth, endures as one of the most compelling and unsettling accounts of supernatural occurrences in modern history. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you liked this story. The continuing mystery and implications. As the decades passed, the tale of Roland Doe continued to echo through various facets of culture and academia. While the immediate events of the exorcism had faded from the daily news cycle, the broader impact of the case persisted, influencing a range of fields from psychology to popular entertainment. The Roland Doe case became a cornerstone for those studying the paranormal. Researchers and ghost hunters often cited it as a seminal example of possession, using the details to both support and challenge their own theories. The case's high profile also led to more rigorous investigations into similar claims, prompting a wave of interest in documenting and understanding supposed supernatural occurrences. The exorcism itself was analyzed in various academic circles. Some researchers explored the role of cultural and religious beliefs in shaping experiences of possession. They argued that the rituals and expectations surrounding the exorcism could significantly impact the individuals involved, shaping their perceptions and reactions. Others examined the case through the lens of psychological phenomena, considering how stress, trauma, and social dynamics might contribute to experiences interpreted as supernatural. The influence of Roland Doe's story extended deeply into popular culture. The 1973 film adaptation of William Peter Blatty's The Exorcist not only became a classic of horror cinema but also set a precedent for the depiction of exorcisms in media. The film's chilling scenes and memorable lines became part of the cultural lexicon, and it sparked a series of other films and books exploring similar themes. The portrayal of demonic possession in media became more nuanced, incorporating elements from Roland's case and other sources. Movies, television shows, and novels began to explore the psychological and emotional aspects of possession, often blurring the line between horror and psychological thriller. This shift contributed to a deeper exploration of fear, trauma, and the human psyche. The case of Roland Doe also had implications for the field of mental health. Some mental health professionals used the story as a case study to explore how psychological disorders might be misinterpreted as supernatural phenomena. The symptoms described in Roland's case, such as speaking in different voices and exhibiting extreme strength, were analyzed in the context of mental health conditions like dissociative identity disorder, DID, and schizophrenia. The case prompted a broader discussion about the role of cultural and religious beliefs in shaping mental health diagnoses. It highlighted how societal expectations and fears could influence the interpretation of psychological symptoms, leading to either medical or supernatural explanations. Despite his efforts to remain out of the public eye, Roland Doe's story continued to draw interest. In the years following the exorcism, some investigators and journalists attempted to locate him to gain further insights into his life after the events. However, Roland and his family remained reclusive, preferring to protect their privacy and avoid any further intrusion. In recent years, there have been occasional reports of sightings and encounters with people claiming to have known Roland or to have been involved in his case. These reports often add to the mythology surrounding the story, though their authenticity is difficult to verify. The continued fascination with Roland's story underscores the enduring allure of the unknown and the human tendency to seek closure in unresolved mysteries. The legacy of Roland Doe's case remains a potent symbol of the intersection between fear, faith, and the supernatural. It serves as a powerful reminder of the human capacity for belief and the profound impact that such experiences can have on individuals and societies. The story continues to inspire discussions, debates, and creative works that explore the boundaries between reality and the supernatural. Roland's case stands as a testament to the enduring mystery of the human condition and our fascination with the unknown. It challenges our understanding of the boundaries between science and spirituality, psychology and the supernatural, and reality and myth. The haunting legacy of Roland Doe's story endures, capturing the imagination of those who grapple with the questions it raises about the nature of fear and belief. The unfolding mysteries. As the decades progressed, Roland Doe's case continued to attract attention from various quarters, leading to renewed investigations and cultural reflections. In the late 20th and early 21st centuries, the advent of digital technology and the internet brought new opportunities for research and discussion. Documentaries and online forums dedicated to the paranormal began to delve into the details of Roland's story. Researchers, enthusiasts, and amateur sleuths used modern technology to analyze old records, seeking new clues or perspectives. Online discussions and theories proliferated, with some asserting that new evidence could be uncovered using advanced forensic methods or digital reconstructions. One particularly influential investigation involved a documentary team that aimed to retrace the steps of Roland's exorcism. They visited the locations associated with the case, including the hospital and the original house where the disturbances were reported. The documentary aimed to uncover new insights or perhaps even address lingering questions. Although it did not provide definitive answers, it added to the growing body of work surrounding the case, further fueling public fascination. Roland Doe's story also continued to provoke discussions in theological and philosophical circles. Scholars debated the nature of possession and exorcism, exploring how these concepts fit into broader discussions about faith, spirituality, and the human psyche. The case prompted a re-examination of the role of religious rituals and their psychological impact on individuals. Some theologians and philosophers used Roland's case as a framework to explore questions about the nature of evil and the human condition. They debated whether the phenomena described were evidence of supernatural forces or a manifestation of internal psychological struggles exacerbated by external pressures. The story became a focal point for discussions about the intersection of belief and experience, as well as the limits of human understanding. The psychological impact of Roland Doe's case continued to be a subject of interest. Mental health professionals used the case to illustrate the ways in which cultural narratives and personal beliefs can influence psychological experiences. They studied how extreme stress and trauma could manifest in symptoms that might be interpreted as supernatural. Roland's case became a classic example in the study of conversion disorders and other psychological conditions. It highlighted the complex interplay between individual psychology, social influences, and cultural expectations. The story was used to teach about the power of belief and the ways in which psychological phenomena can be shaped by external factors. As time went on, Roland Doe's story became a part of popular urban legends and folklore. New generations grew up hearing about the infamous exorcism, and the tale was passed down through books, films, and word of mouth. The story evolved with each retelling, often becoming more dramatic or sensationalized. Urban legends and fictional accounts began to incorporate elements from Roland's story, blending fact and fiction in ways that added to its mystique. Some stories claimed that Roland had taken on a new identity and was living under a different name, perpetuating the mystery and adding to the lore surrounding his case. In the present day, Roland Doe remains a symbol of the intersection between fear, faith, and human psychology. His story endures as a powerful and unsettling reminder of the complexities of the human experience. The unanswered questions and the eerie details continue to provoke thought and reflection. For many, the tale of Roland Doe serves as a cautionary reminder of the thin line between reality and the supernatural. It challenges us to consider the limits of our understanding and the impact of belief on our perceptions of reality. The story remains a compelling and haunting example of how fear and mystery can intertwine, leaving an indelible mark on both individual lives and collective consciousness. Despite the passage of time, Roland Doe's story remains unresolved in many respects. The lingering questions about the true nature of his experiences, the authenticity of the exorcisms, and the psychological impact continue to intrigue and unsettle. His case stands as a testament to the enduring human fascination with the unknown and the supernatural, ensuring that his story remains a powerful and unsettling part of paranormal history. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you liked this story. Despite the many investigations and the ongoing fascination, the story of Roland Doe remains largely unresolved. After his exorcism, Roland lived a life of relative obscurity, seeking to distance himself from the public eye and the haunting memories of his past. The case has left a profound impact on both paranormal studies and popular culture. The dramatic events surrounding the exorcism inspired numerous books, films, and discussions, fueling both skepticism and belief in the supernatural. The film adaptation of The Exorcist remains a cultural touchstone, reflecting the story's enduring influence. Over time, Roland's story became a part of urban legend and folklore, with details often distorted or sensationalized. Despite this, the core of the tale, the fear, the mystery, and the profound psychological impact, remains compelling. Roland Doe's case serves as a chilling reminder of the thin line between reality and the unknown, illustrating how profound experiences can shape both individual lives and collective consciousness. The true nature of his ordeal may never be fully understood, but his story continues to provoke thought and fascination, embodying the enduring allure of the supernatural. In the end, Roland Doe's legacy is one of unresolved mystery and enduring intrigue, a testament to the complex interplay of fear, belief, and the unknown. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you liked this story.